as it's already been released in a lot of situations, court cases, as you seeing, which now some of these jurisdictions, these precincts, these law officials, these judges having to take in consideration that now, unless TikTok want to get itself, shut down in itself, or Instagram, Facebook, where it's going around where they're catching people saying how they're botching even their arrest warrants, how they're arresting people, how they doing this with social services work, child protective services cases, also even down to how certain judges will allow certain cases to go along in situations. For example, like I was saying, when you wanted to denounce the jurisdiction, there's a conflict of interest, even down to if you find out that your medical provider, your doctor, right? Even if it's a psychiatrist, it doesn't matter if it's Veterans Affairs, if it's the military, and you find out in the case of a situation with children, whatever, and you find out that your social worker, the medical doctor, or the nurse, whoever could have handled your child, whether they handled you or the child, whether you spoke to or you went to some of these group situations where they tell you need to go to parenting classes, relationship, anger management, so forth, right? And you find out that them, the people that's running the course, right? Then their husbands are in biker groups, but their husbands' biker groups fund or send money to the campaign for your judicial system or their circuit or whatever. That right there alone is a conflict of interest. Even if you decided and if you do have the funds and you hire a private investigator to go ahead to look after the people who are all involved in your court case, and you find out that, hey, on Saturdays they meet up to go play golf. On, Wednesday they meet up to go do yoga together. They often have brunch. Sometimes you even, unbeknownst to some people, you end up finding some of these people have affairs, and then they come in to have your court case, and then they keep trying to penalize you. You did nothing wrong. You end up hiring a lawyer, unbeknownst to you, not doing your due diligence. You find out that the lawyer and the judge, the prosecutor, all went to the same university. They're in the same sororities, fraternities, secret societies, and things like that, or they used to get the same foundations or group, or they go to the same church. Those things are fraternization or a conflict of interest whenever it comes to certain court cases. And depending on how deep you want to go, you can find out what it is that they're involved in. And that case will end up being dismissed because the conflict of interest of what they're doing, especially if a campaign is running.